I'm Rod. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. This is going to be part 4 of my first acoustic guitar build. I've already got it wet sanded and polished. I've got the teak oil on the neck. I've got the mineral oil on the fret board. I know I've been calling this a fret board. I watched my video back and I realized what I was saying. The fret board is oiled. What I got to do now is I got to drill holes in the bridge and put the tuners on, and if we got time I'm going to go ahead and string it. So let's get started. Okay, I've already drilled one of them out here because the pin is supposed to fit snug down into the hole, and that one does. So we're going to go ahead and drill the next one and go from there. Put that one on there. Put my rig on the Okay, now you got to take your reamer here, stick it in the hole, turn it a couple times, not too many, and then test fit the pin, see if it's snug. There we go. Now it's nice and tight. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other 4, then we'll come back and go on to the next step. I got the string pins in. I'm going to move on to installing the tuners. Alright, we can install the tuners now. Put one up in here. And put that on. Now I'm not going to tighten these up real tight because I still have to flip it over and put the screws in the back. So I'm just going to snug them up. Okay, now we got to flip it over and put the screws in the back side to hold the tuners. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to drill some pilot holes for the tuners. I need to tighten this up just a little bit more. And I want to make sure I get them as straight as possible. And I don't like this one. This one needs to go with just a little bit. I'll take a piece of wood and put them on the bottom to make sure that the back sides are straight. I'll put it on the very bottom. Straighten them up. Now I'm going to take my little drill bit here on my Dremel. Alright, there we go. Okay, we got the bridge pins in, we got the tuners in. Now the next thing to do is to string it up. But I'm not going to use the strings that came with this kit. I ordered some good strings. But what I can do with those strings is go ahead and adjust the saddle and the nut for the string action. That way when I get the good strings in, I can just go ahead and string it up and we're good to go. So let me set all that up and we'll do that. Okay, I got my strings on to set the action. They're a little bit high. Actually, the only one that's high is the high E string. It's like 1/32 of an inch higher than it needs to be. So what I need to do is I need to drop this side of the nut down 1/32. So let me set up the camera and we're going to try to do that because I've never done that before. I've watched videos on it, I've read it about it, and I've asked people how to do it. So we're going to give it a shot right now. Okay, I got the nut out, and when I measured the string action at the 12th fret on the high E string, it was at 4/64. So I have to double that amount at the nut at the saddle because of the distance. So it's going to be 1/32. So I need to take 1/32 off of the nut on this side right here. So okay, I've already got my calipers adjusted at 1/32 of an inch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take right here, I'm just going to scribe a mark right there. I can see it, but it's got to go on an angle because I don't need to take any off of this side. So what I need to do is I need to mark a line from here to the corner and then take off that line, and the string action should be set right. Okay, so I'm going to take this straight edge and I'm going to take the nut and even it off here, and I'm going to bring it just to my line that I made, right there. Right there, and even on this side, because this is going to be the high E side. I don't want to take none off of there. Then I'll take my pencil and I'll mark. Okay, that pencil mark, if you can see it, is what I need to sand off. So let me set up my sander, or how I'm going to sand it, and then we'll go from there and see if I can do this right. Okay, what I got is I got some 320 grit paper, and I have a paint stick just as a guide. And I'm just going to sand it until I get down to that line. And I'm not wanting to sand on this side, so I'm going to leave this side on my straight edge to keep from sanding it. Okay, there it is. I'm going to put it back in and see if I got it right. Okay, there it is. String action is set right. I did sand this down just a little bit too much, so I had to cut a little sliver of a business card and put under this side to raise it up just a little bit. So, but now they're set right. The low E side is 6/64 and the high E side is 4/64, which is exactly where it's supposed to be. So when I get the strings in, I can go ahead and string it up. But before I do that, I've got a rosette and a pick guard that I'm going to put on it, and we're going to do that right now. Okay, so I ordered these abalone stick-on rosette for this guitar, but they come in like 6 different pieces. And well, actually that's 2, 4, 6, 7 different pieces that I have to put together to make the circle. And I know that if I try to put these on one at a time, that circle is going to be off. It's not going to be centered. So what I'm going to do is I have some adhesive spray that you use for stencils, where you can spray it on, stick it, peel it off. So I've got a piece of plastic that I'm going to spray with that adhesive. I'm going to cut these out individually and stick them on here in the circle. That way I can center it up on the sound hole on my guitar and then peel off the sticky side and stick them on there and make sure I get a good round even circle. So let me set all that up, and that's how I'm going to do it. Okay, I've got my rosette pieces here. I got my piece of plastic right here, and this right here is called Dixie spray. It's a light tack spray adhesive. You would use it for stencils. If you wanted to put a stencil on your guitar on a wall or something, you can spray the stencil with it, stick it on there, paint it or whatever, and then peel it off, and it doesn't really leave any residue. So anyway, I'm going to spray this piece of plastic with it, and I'm going to let it tack up for a minute, and then I'm going to take my rosettes and put them on upside down until I make the circle. Okay, it's tacked up pretty good, so we're going to go ahead and try to do this. Now I've got each one of these cut off the edge as close as I possibly could. So I'm going to stick one there. Well, that's all I'm going to do right there because the neck needs to go through here. So let me move the guitar on the table and we'll stick it on. I've got these marked at 5/8 of an inch from the inside edge of the sound hole to the edge of those is 5/8 of an inch. So I'm hoping I can center it up better that way. Okay, I got the rosette on, and what I got now is the pick guard. Now the pick guard did not come with the guitar either, so, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this on here where I think it should go, and I'm actually going to cover up that part because that just doesn't look right to me. So I'm just going to cover it up like that. I think that looks good, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm going to cut that rosette right there and peel it off, and then slide the pick guard right down into it, and I think that would look pretty good. Here, and I'm just going to take right here, I'm going to cut that rosette right there, and I want to cut this one right here. Okay, there it is. Got the rosette on. That looks pretty good. I got the pick guard on. I think that looks really, really good. So all I need now is the strings, and then I can string it up and tune it and go get a buddy of mine to play it. So as soon as I get the strings in, I'll tune it up. That's what we'll do. Okay, I got it done. It's all stringed up. It's ready to go. So I'm going to take a ride to go see a friend of mine, Michael, and he's going to play it for me, and we'll see how it sounds. Well, I thought that sounded pretty good myself for the first time I've ever built one of these. Now, is this thing perfect? No, not by no means. I mean, the finish is good, but it could be better. I just don't have the proper equipment to buff and polish it like it should be done. I mean, you can still see some light scratches in it from where I sanded it with the 2000 grit. But other than that, I enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. But that's the last part of this one. Hit that like and subscribe button. I don't know what I'm going to get into next, but we'll find out.